Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this webinar on cloud computing. I'm Shakeel here. I'll be taking you through this cloud computing webinar, and as well as I'll be taking you through this course. Actually, I'm your trainer, and I have 12 plus years of experience in networking field, starting from Windows Server administration.
Sir, your voice is little low, sir.
Okay, just a second. Okay, from my side, actually everything is fine. Is it low for everyone? Can you just text me, please?
No, sir, it is fine, sir, your voice.
Okay, so if it is not fine with any one of you, please check your sound settings. So there can be some issue with your settings actually. So from my side, everything is perfect here.
Now it's fine, sir. Okay.
Okay, fine. Let's start. So like I said, this is a webinar on cloud computing. Okay, so before we start our webinar, let me just try to clear some very basic things here. See, this session should be interactive session in the sense, feel free to ask any questions related to cloud computing. This is the main motto of the session actually. Okay, and better use the chat box that is available here. Okay, so whenever there is a doubt, whenever there is a question, please send a message in the chat box so that it is easy for me to come to that question. Okay, so in this way, we can organize our webinar in a better way. That is the one thing. And the second thing is this webinar is recorded. I got a question here from one of our friend actually. So Aman, yeah, this webinar is recorded and this recorded webinar will be available on YouTube, maybe after like 1 hour or 1.5 hours. Okay, so not only this webinar, each and every class that we conduct here will be recorded and all the classes will be shared with the people. Okay, fine. So again, welcome back friends. So welcome back to this cloud computing webinar. Now, before we learn or before we discuss anything about cloud computing, actually, we need to go back to some history. Normally people say cloud computing is a new technology and so and so. But if you go back to history, cloud computing is there for many decades actually. Okay, so what is cloud computing? Cloud computing is a topic related to your computer networks. Cloud computing is a concept that is related to our computer networks. So computer networks are there for many decades. So let us go back to history and see how the computer networks have started. The internet is a computer network, isn't it? Right now we are connected to this online session using the internet connection, right? Internet connection is a computer network and internet connection is the biggest computer network. If you go to any XYZ company, a company has a computer network and there may be like 300 computers or let's say 300 devices, or there can be 3,000 devices, or there can be 30,000 devices in a company. That is a private network. For example, if you take a company like say Microsoft or Amazon, in Hyderabad, there is an Amazon branch. There are some thousands of people working in that Amazon branch. So that branch is a private Amazon company branch. You and me, can we access the devices in that Amazon company? No, we cannot enter inside and we cannot access the devices. That is a private network. And what is a public network? Public network is a internet. So whether it is private network or whether it is public network, the concept of computer network is same. The devices are same. The way of connection is same. And most of the communication is same. Most of the services are same. Okay. Now, in this computer network, friends, there are many devices. Like, there are some routers, switches, computers, okay, firewalls, and most important device in a computer network is actually a device called server. Now, this is the device that we need to understand carefully. All the cloud computing concept is, available around this server concept only in a way. So before we see server and anything, let me just revise everything. Cloud computing is a technology that is related to computer networks. Okay. So if you know how the physical computer network is working, it will be easy for you to understand how the cloud computing network is working. And like I said, in a computer network, there are many devices, routers, switches, firewalls, okay, computers, printers, and some more devices will be there. And out of all these devices, one of the most important device we have is a server. Whenever you connect to the internet, you're connecting to some server. There is no other option actually. Like, when you access YouTube, to watch anything on YouTube. That means you are connected to YouTube server. When you send a message through WhatsApp, that means you are connected to WhatsApp server. Right now we are connected to Zoom server. So like this, there are servers available for every website. There are servers available for every application. Each and everything is running on a server actually. Okay, so let us see what is a server. There is a definition there. I have written there. The definition is server is a computer that is a hardware or a software that provides services to users or clients over a network. It's a very technical definition. So let us go in a general way. Now, whenever you see or whenever you hear a terminology like a server, now there are two types of servers. One is a hardware server, one is a software server, one is your operating system actually. Like, when I say computer is your hardware, right? Maybe you're using a desktop machine, maybe you're using a laptop, or maybe even you're using a mobile phone as of now to attend this session. Mobile phone is also a hardware. So what is it in a laptop and a desktop? In a laptop and a desktop, we have motherboard, processor, hard disk, RAM, NIC card. These are the very common devices we have, right? Every one of us who is using a laptop or a desktop, every one of us have these devices, have these components actually, right? Laptop is a device, and in the device we have these same components. Okay, the speed can be more or less, the capacity can be more or less. For example, you may be using 8 GB RAM, I may be using 16 GB RAM, some other person may be using 4 GB RAM, but RAM will be there for sure. Okay, so this is your computer hardware. So server also have the same hardware. In server also there is a motherboard, there is a processor, there is a RAM, there is a hard disk, okay, there is a NIC card. All these things will be there in server. But the difference between a computer hardware and a server hardware is the capacity and the speed. Like I said, in our computer or a laptop, maybe 500 GB hard disk can be there, 1 TB or 2 TB. Hardly we see a computer where there is more than 2 TB hard disk, right? We are more than happy with 500 GB, 1 TB or 2 TB hard disk. 2 TB hard disk is more than enough for most of the people for their laptop or for their desktop, isn't it? But coming to server, in a server, there can be 200 TB hard disk, 500 TB hard disk, maybe 1000 TB hard disk, maybe 10,000 TB hard disk. Just see the difference here in size. There is a hard disk in a computer, there is a hard disk in a server. But how much is the difference? What is the main difference? The capacity. So do we need 200 TB hard disk in a server? In many cases, 200 TB hard disk is not sufficient actually. Because, server is a device where all the information is stored. All the users will keep their information. So maybe 200 GB hard disk is also not sufficient. But anyhow, this is a server. There is a difference. So hardware wise, we know what is the difference between a desktop and a server. The main difference here is the capacity, the speed. Now, whether it is laptop, a desktop, a server, a mobile phone, or maybe a router, a switch, or a firewall, or any hardware device you take, the hardware device will not work until and unless there is an operating system installed in it. Now, take the example of mobile phone. Which OS we use in our mobile phone? Maybe we are using Android, or maybe someone is using Apple phones, maybe he is using iOS. So these are the operating systems available. Can we install the Android operating system in our computer? No, that is not designed for a computer, right? That is designed for your mobile phone. Now, which OS we are using in our computer or laptop? Maybe Windows 8 or maybe Windows 10, or the latest one is Windows 11. Any one of these OS we can use. So Windows 8, Windows 10, and Windows 11 are known as client operating systems, and this can be installed in our laptop and a computer. Done. Now coming to server, friends, server has a separate operating system, and that operating system is called server operating system. I repeat, server has a server operating system. So hardware components will be same. Operating wise, computer and laptop has a client operating system, and server machine has a server operating system. Now listen, there are majorly two companies that will offer you the client, offer you the server operating system. Let me just write here. One is Windows Server OS. This is from Microsoft. Second one is Unix, or I can say Linux. What is the difference between Unix, Linux? What is Windows Server operating system? That is not the discussion for today. That we will see in coming classes. We have some classes for this. But these are the two major operating systems we have. I can say 90 to 95% companies all over the globe will use whether either Windows Server operating system or Unix or Linux operating system. Okay, under Windows, again, there are many versions like 2012, 16, 19, 22. Under Linux, we have Red Hat Linux, Ubuntu, and we have like many other like Amazon Linux, Kali Linux, and all those things. That is for some other class, actually. This discussion is for some other class. But coming to server hardware, server operating system, these are the two major types of operating system. Okay, I got a message here. What about Macintosh OS? What about Mac OS? Of course, there is a Mac OS. So remember, I told you 90 to 95% cases, they will use Windows or Linux. The remaining 5 to 10% cases, they can go with Mac OS or Sun Solaris. Like there are some other OS also. But majority of cases, 90% is a huge number, right? So 90% cases, they will go with this. We'll see all the details in coming sessions about OS. Okay, so I hope the concept is clear. Server is a machine. Server is a hardware machine that has hardware components similar to our computer or laptop, and server has an operating system that is a special server operating system designed for server. Now, what is the difference between a server operating system and a client operating system? Now, see here. What you see right now on the screen is my Windows 10 operating system. See here, if I say WinVer here, can you see it is showing clearly? This is your Windows 10 operating system. Okay. Now, when you go with this Windows Server operating system, Windows Server operating system will look exactly like this actually. There will be a recycle bin, there will be a start menu, there will be date and time, there will be computer option. All these things will be available in Windows Server operating system also. But server operating system is designed for special purpose. Server operating system is designed to run services. Server operating system is designed to run applications. Remember I told you, once you connect to internet, you are connected to some application like WhatsApp, Zoom meeting, YouTube, Facebook. You are connected to some news channel. You are connected to some website. You are accessing an email. You are searching something. You're browsing something. You're doing some shopping on Flipkart or Amazon. So wherever or whichever website you connect, you're connected to some application. So where that application is running, that application is running on top of a server operating system. We cannot run applications on a client OS. Okay, there are some special applications designed for client OS, but over the internet or over a computer network, web servers or email servers or file servers, these servers cannot be run, these servers cannot be installed on a client OS. We need a server OS for them. So this is a very, very, very important point we need to understand first. I repeat, server is a very major component, a very major part of our computer network. Second thing is server is a hardware machine, and server hardware machine has a server operating system. Got it? These are the 3 points. Okay. Server is a very important device. Server is a hardware device. And in that hardware, we have server operating system. And the fourth thing we need to remember here is the applications will run on top of the server operating system. Without the server operating system, either Windows or Linux, we cannot run any applications. Over the internet, everything is working on majorly Linux, or some applications are working on Windows. Now just relax for 30 seconds. Let us see some other things. Then again, we'll come back to server. What we will see here is we'll see the server hardware. Can you see here? There are 2 components you can see clearly, 2 motherboards actually. Left side of your screen is a motherboard from a computer, and the right side of your screen is a motherboard from a server. What is the difference you can see here? On this left side motherboard, there is only one processor available. There is only one CPU available. But on right side of your motherboard, there are totally 4 processors available. So just to show you the difference between the computer and the server hardware wise, I have just kept this slide here. On a computer motherboard, only one CPU. It can be i3 or i5 or i7 or whatever. Only one CPU will be available. But coming to the server, there are many CPUs available and many RAMs can be added. many hard disks can be connected. So it is a much bigger motherboard compared to the computer motherboard. Done. Now, server will look like this. This is actually a real server. You may be thinking this is looking like a desktop machine, right? If you think in that way, you're absolutely correct. Actually, this is looking like your desktop only. Okay. Server and desktop physically they look same, but you know, server size will much more bigger than the desktop in most of the cases. But if you take a small server with less capacity, then it may look like your desktop CPU only. But anyhow, this is actually a real server. Okay. Now here, let us come back to the basics again. One is the server hardware. Okay. The first one is the server hardware. Server hardware contains CPU, RAM, hard disk, NIC, motherboard, and some other components, and they are much more faster, and the capacity is more compared to a desktop or a laptop. That is the first layer. The second one is the server operating system. Server operating system is the base. Actually, without server operating system, we cannot run our server machine. We need to have a server operating system, and server operating system can be Windows Server operating system or Linux server operating system. Done. And on top of this server operating system, we are running applications. So whatever I told you till now, whatever you access over the internet, everything is application actually. If you want to pay your electricity bill, that means you are connected to some server and an application is running on that server. If you want to order some medicines over the internet, that means you are connected to some server and an application is running on that server. So literally everywhere there is a server and there is a special application running on it. Okay, so on top of this application, who is this? The user, that is you and me. So this is the whole story of a server. I hope it is clear. Server hardware, server operating system, applications, and in the end, the user is connected. So user is first connected to application, and that application is running on server, and that server operating system is running on server hardware. Now, let us try to see more details. Okay. When you take a computer or a laptop, we need to pay money, right? We have to purchase our device. So coming to server hardware also we need to pay. We need to purchase server hardware from somewhere. The most, common companies that we see in companies are the server manufacturing companies here actually. HP is a very famous company. IBM is a very famous company. Dell. These are the three most famous companies that manufacture your servers. Beside this, we have Toshiba, Lenovo, we have Acer, we have Asus, and we have Cisco. We have many other companies. But when you talk about a mobile phone, normally you talk about iPhone or Samsung phone, right? But beside iPhone and Samsung phone, there are many other companies that manufacture mobile phones. So server hardware, we can take server hardware from any of these companies like HP, Dell, IBM, all these companies. Let me just take you to a, let's say, IBM server. Let us just browse some servers here. Now see, can you see here, friends? Dell India, it is showing Dell, as well as if you show IBM is also here. So can you see the cost of this server? It is 4,21,000 rupees. That is some money, right? It is 3,56,000 rupees. It can be 1 lakh rupee also. It depends on the server hardware actually. Let us go to the server and see some specifications here, the server configuration and all those things. Now see here, you can select your configuration. How many CPUs you need? Do you need 1 CPU or do you need 2 CPU? According to that, the price will increase and decrease. I have selected 2 CPU here. So what I'm trying to show you here is server will come with more hardware. So this is your Dell server. You can just go to any server, any company like Dell, HP, IBM, and you can browse and you can see all the details of the servers. See here, processor, it is Intel. Intel we know very well. And in Intel, there is a series called Xeon. This is a series specially there for servers. And see, there is a huge difference here. One processor is 59,000 and another processor is 1,09,000. So what is the difference here? The difference is in the speed and the configuration and all those things. See, for example, I can show you this. There is 36 MB cache memory here and there is only 12 MB cache memory. So overall, the differences will be there in a server series and server model. So I hope it is clear. So there are many companies that will offer you server. So let us see now. What we were discussing here, server hardware. So how much money we need to spend on server hardware? Let us say $4,000. It can be $2,000 also, it can be $10,000 also. It depends on the server hardware, server configuration. Like when you purchase a mobile phone, it may come in 10,000 rupees, it may come in 70,000 rupees, right? It depends on the hardware, it depends on the features and the functions. Same here. So first of all, we have to spend $4,000 or $5,000, whatever, to bring the server hardware. Okay, we brought it. Now then we need to spend money on server operating system. Whether it is Windows or Linux, nothing is free. Some may say like Linux is free. Some may say like Windows is free for some time. But you know, at the end of the day, we have to pay money for Windows as well as Linux. When to pay money for Windows and when to pay money for Linux, that we will see when we go with that particular topic. But as of now, I'll just say like $1,500, for example. It can be very less or it can be a bit more also. But overall, I'm just saying $1,500. So that means what we have done here till now, we have already spent 5,000. Let me just write $5,000. What we have done, friends, the company has already spent $5,000 on server hardware and server operating system. Now what they can do, they can run applications on that server. They can host their website, they can run the application. So the business will start now. This is the way the things will work. Got it? So company has already spent $5,000. Now, how many servers we have taken till now? We have taken only one server. And how much money we have spent? We have spent $5,000. $5,000 will be like more than 4 lakh Indian rupees. Now I can say with 100% guarantee that there is no company anywhere in any country, any continent, any city, anywhere where one server is sufficient to run the network or one server is sufficient to run your business. No way possible. We need many servers. Maybe we need 20 servers. Maybe we need 55 servers. Maybe we need 94 servers, or maybe we need some 1,000 servers. It depends on the size of the company, it depends on the business actually. But one thing is for sure, one server is not at all sufficient. Got it? So let us see, there is a medium-sized company, or let's say small to medium-sized company. And in that company, we need totally 100 servers. How many servers? We need 100 servers. Now 100 multiplied by 5,000. Now the number is going here, right? So let us see. 5,000 multiplied by 100. How much is this? 500,000. That is 5 lakh. This is not rupees, friend. This is $5 lakh. That means a company have to spend $5 lakh to bring 100 servers. Let us say $5 lakh multiplied by how much is in Indian currency? It's 75, let's say. This is approximately 4 crore Indian rupees. That is a huge money to spend, right? When a company is starting a business, when someone is starting a new business, they have to spend how much money now? They need 100 servers. So that means they have to spend approximately 4 crore Indian rupees. That is some money. So this is our server. Okay. So hardware, we have to spend money. Operating system, we have to spend money. Then install applications, there again we have to spend money. Then we need to maintain in the sense we need to make connections between all the devices. Okay, we need to configure the servers, and then the applications will run there and the users can access the application and the business has started. I hope it is clear, friends. This is a very, very important point we need to understand. Server hardware and server operating system. And before we move, let me just remind you once again, the chat box is always open. Not only today, till the end of our course, the chat box will be open. So whenever there is a doubt, whenever there is a question, please send me a message in the chat box. Okay, now. So company has already spent that much money on servers. But one more thing. Taking server, is it sufficient? No. So when you say computer network, there are many devices in a computer network. Server is one of the device. Please listen carefully, friends. Server is one of the device. But besides servers, there are many more devices we have. And those devices are this. There is a device called router. There is a device called switch. There is a device called firewall. There is a storage and there is a rack. There are many more devices we have to take. Just taking servers is not at all sufficient. So what are the other devices? Routers, switches, firewall, storage, etc. Okay, I'll put one more here, that is called a rack, etc. So in coming classes, we need to go through these routers, firewall, storage. We need to see all these things in more details. But as of now, just remember, these are the other devices we have. So once you take all these devices, first of all, server, then router, switches. Okay, let me just tell you some basic things here. A router is a device that will make communication between your company network and the internet. Or I can say router is a device that will make communication between your office and a branch office. Imagine your main office is in Chennai and branch office is in Dubai. So how to make communication between Chennai and Dubai? By using a router. Firewall is a device that will protect your network from hackers. It will not allow any unauthorized person to enter into the networks. That is your firewall. Storage is a device where we can store all the data. Switches are the devices which connects all the devices together. And rack is a place where all the devices are connected. So all these things are much needed in every computer network. Maybe instead of 100 servers, maybe we have only 10 servers in a company, for example. There are only 10 servers. It's a very small company. In the 10 server company also, we need routers, we need switches, we need firewalls, we need storage, we need rack. So whether it is 10 computers or 100, whether it is 10 servers or 100 servers or even 3000 servers, routers, switches, firewalls and storage will be there. So now we already spent $500,000, that is $5 lakh. And for the other devices, we need to spend some lakhs of dollars. So the cost of your computer network, the initial cost of your computer network will be in crores. If it is just a medium-sized company, if it is in, it will be in crores. But what if it is a big network? Obviously, the price will increase, the money will increase. Got it? This is a computer network that we need to understand. I hope it is clear. And let me just show you one network here. This is a computer network. You can see clearly all the devices are there. There is a server, router, firewall, switch. Okay. You can see only one server here. But you know, I can say with 100% guarantee, like I said you before, one server is not at all sufficient to run any business. We need many servers. But overall, a computer network will look like this. Now, instead of spending that much money, instead of spending lakhs of dollars on our computer network, is there any option available where we can spend less money? See, saving money is always a top priority for any person, any company, right? So traditional way, this is a network which we are using for many decades now. Okay, so in this type of network, we are spending lots and lots of money, lakhs and lakhs of dollars, crores and crores of Indian rupees. Okay, but is there any other option available? Yes, there is an option available, and that option is called virtualization. See, till now we have not started anything about cloud computing. We have not discussed anything about cloud computing. After virtualization, we will be in a better position to understand cloud computing. So please have some patience and just listen carefully. What is virtualization? Now we know what is a physical server, right? Now there is a concept called virtual server. I repeat, one is a physical server and one is a virtual server. Physical server is like your desktop or laptop that you can see, you can touch. But virtual server is a software computer or software server. It is a logical server. It is a virtual server. Actual terminology is virtual, but we can say software or logical or whatever. Now, what is the difference between a software and a hardware, or a virtual and a hardware? I'll give a very basic example here. You know, when I go to my computer here, like you can see there are many files here. For example, there is a file called CCNA routing and switching questions and answers. Or let us go to AWS and you can see AWS syllabus here. There is a server PPT. So when you go to this AWS syllabus, now you can see everything I have written here. Now there are many more things here, but this is the syllabus here. Now when you see this file, technically, this is called soft copy, isn't it? Soft copy means a file that is available inside your machine. But once you take a printout of this particular file, once I say print here, then what happens? It will become a hard copy. So soft copy and hard copy. Hard copy means a physical file which is printed on a paper. Soft copy means which is available inside a computer. So the same logic we can apply here. Physical server means a hardware server, and virtual server means a software server. So what this virtualization will do here is virtualization will allow us to install multiple operating systems in a single server. Still not clear? Now let us see. Let us see a small presentation here. Things will be very clear, hopefully. So just have some patience here. I'll go with two scenarios. This is your traditional computer network. So we have some layers here. This is your hardware layer. This is your operating system layer. And this is your application. Let me just write here. Hardware. This is your OS, and we know OS can be Windows or Linux, or it can be any other OS also. And then the applications are running. And on top of this, the user will be running here. The user will be working here, right? So this is your hardware. This is your OS, and this is your application. 3 layers. Done. This is our traditional network. Now, one very basic point we need to understand here, that is, there is a rule we follow. One server, one service or app. This is the rule we need to follow. What is the rule? One server, one service. One server means what? The physical server. One service means what? Or one app means what? Like for example, we have installed applications here, and let us say I have installed an application called web application. So once you install web application in this server, you should not install any other application. Like in your company, you need totally 100 applications. You need to run 100 applications. So for 100 applications, how many servers you need now? You need 100 servers, because the concept that we follow in every company is one server, one service. Okay, suppose you imagine you install a web server here as well as a mail server. How many servers you install here in this single server? 2. So what is the disadvantage if you go in this way? First of all, is it possible? Of course, it is possible. On one operating system, we can install a mail server as well as a web server. But if you go in this way, there is more traffic generated on this particular server. People who are coming to web server, they will come to this server. People who are accessing mails, they will come to this server. So obviously there is more traffic generated, and server cannot handle that much traffic, and it can go down. So what is the concept here? One server, one service is the concept. So that is the reason for 100 services, we need 100 servers. But like I said, there is a solution here, and the solution here is virtualization. So let us see what is this virtualization. Now, first of all, the first layer is hardware. This is obviously same. Now, what we have done after installing hardware, after taking hardware, what we have done, we have installed the operating system here, right? But in virtualization, there is a different concept. Let me just write here. This is virtualization. So in this virtualization, there is a separate software here. Again, friends, what is virtualization? This we need to understand very carefully. To understand cloud computing, this is a concept which we need to discuss in more details. So it will take at least 2 classes for me to explain virtualization, and that we will see in coming classes. But as of now, a very basic example. So there is a hardware, and on top of this hardware, there is a software running. But this is not Windows operating system or Linux or Mac OS or any other thing. We are not installing any operating system. We are installing a separate software here, and technically it is called hypervisor. I repeat, this is not your server OS. This is a separate operating system designed for virtualization. And what is a software? This is called hypervisor. You know what we can do now? After installing hypervisor, we can create virtual machines. Now this is my virtual machine. What is there in this virtual machine actually? The same thing, same components. One is hardware, but this is a virtual hardware. Then we have the operating system. It can be Windows or Linux operating system, or it can be any other operating system again. Then we have this applications. Now see, we have taken one computer here or one server, and on top of the server, we have created a virtual machine. This is called virtual machine. This is the hardware. This is the operating system, and these are the applications. So how many virtual machines we have created now? As of now, there is one virtual machine. But you know what virtualization will do? Virtualization will allow us to create multiple virtual machines. Now see here, how many machines I have already created here? I have created totally 5 virtual machines. I have created totally 5 virtual machines. I have taken only one hardware here. This is only one hardware. Okay, and hypervisor is a separate software. By using this hypervisor, what we can do, we can create multiple virtual machines. That means on top of this hypervisor, we are creating multiple virtual machines, and we are installing multiple operating systems, and we are running multiple applications. So in this second scenario, friends, in this scenario, how many hardware machines we have taken here? Only one. But how many operating systems we are running here? This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, and this is 5. So on one hardware, how many operating systems we are running totally? 5. That means how many applications we can run here totally? 5 applications. If you go in this way, hardware is 1, and how many applications we are running? We are running only 1 applications. Because there is no virtualization here. It is a normal computer. It is a normal traditional server. But in the other scenario, in the virtualization scenario, we have the option of hypervisor. And by using this hypervisor software, we can create multiple virtual machines, and we can run many applications on one physical server. So now in our example, if you remember, we took 100 physical servers, right? Here we took 100 physical servers. But you know, in this virtualization, how many physical servers we need to take? Let us say I have taken 4 physical servers. I have taken 4 physical servers. In each server, I am installing 25 virtual machines. Or I am creating 25 virtual machines in each physical server. I repeat, in the virtualization, instead of taking 100 servers, how many servers we have taken? We have taken only 4 servers, and in each server, we have created 25 virtual machines. It's not like we have to create 25 in each server. It can be 20 in one server. It can be 30 in one server. You know how many virtual machines we can create in one physical server? We can go up to like 1000 virtual machines, approximately 1000 virtual machines. So that's a huge number. Now, one very simple question to you, friends. I hope I'll get an answer here. Now, what is the difference you see between a traditional physical network, a traditional physical server, and this virtual scenario? What advantage you can see here? Can you just tell me at least one advantage here?
Cost effective. You can save cost, sir.
Exactly, Mahesh. Cost. Remember, we said saving money is always a good idea, right? Rakesh, exactly again, optimized use of resources. Okay, I got one more question here. Can you explain about services and processes? Okay, I'll come to it, Mahesh. I'll come to within like 5 minutes. Okay, so yeah, We can save money. Company can save huge money. Instead of taking 100 server means, just imagine how much space you need to keep 100 servers. Let me just take you to some server room here. You know, every company has a server room, and that server room will look something like this. This is a server room, friends. Now, can you see there are many servers here, many routers, many switches. It's very difficult for you to understand as of now. I'll take you through the server room in more details in coming classes. But this is one rack. This is called a rack here. And in that rack, it is like a almirah where you can keep all your clothes, right? So this is a rack where you can connect all the devices. So how many devices you can see here? See 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All these are servers actually, or maybe routers, or maybe switches, or maybe firewalls, whatever. But these are the devices. Here also see there are many devices here. So this is a server room where we can keep all the routers, switches, servers, and all those things. So if you need 100 servers, or if you're taking 100 servers, maybe we have to take 4 racks. Because in each rack, suppose you're connecting 20, 25 servers, so we need 4 to 5 racks. But if you take only 4 servers, within one rack, within this much space, we can connect all the 4 servers easily. So one advantage is we are saving a lot of space here. We are saving a lot of electricity bill, and we are saving a lot of money. This is the concept of virtualization. Got it, friends? This is the concept of virtualization. So virtualization is a concept where we can take one physical server and we can install multiple operating systems in that physical server, and we can use all the operating systems at the same time. So this is our AWS curriculum. If I just go to this AWS curriculum, I have written here virtualization, servers, introduction to Windows and Linux OS. So whatever we have seen till now, this is just an overview. We will see more about this virtualization, servers, and all those things in coming classes. Okay, friends. So anyhow, so this is your virtualization. So I hope you understood what is virtualization. Virtualization is the base of your cloud computing. This is a very big statement I'm making here now. Please listen carefully. Virtualization is the base. Virtualization is the idea behind your cloud computing. Now let us see what is cloud. Okay, I have some definitions here. Whenever I take definitions from the official companies. You can see there is a company called VMware, Red Hat, Microsoft, IBM. I have taken definitions from each and every company. There are many more companies actually, but these are some of the definitions. Let me just go through any one of the definition. Let us go to the first one. What it says, what is virtualization? It creates a software based or a virtual representation of an application server storage network to reduce your IT expenses while boosting efficiency and agility. This is a very simple definition. What it says, instead of hardware, it will make a software network like software servers, software routers, software switches, software storage, like virtual servers. Okay, that is what this virtualization is all about. So these are the official websites I have taken from those companies. In the last, there is a very simple definition from IBM, and it says virtualization is a process that allows for more efficient utilization of physical computer hardware and is a foundation of cloud computing. Then it is talking, it is making much sense here, right? Virtualization is a process and it is the foundation of cloud computing. See, right side, left side is your traditional architect, hardware, operating system, and application. And right side on your screen, that is in blue color, hardware, then virtualization, there is a hypervisor, then operating system, then application. See, we are in 2022. What is the date today? Today is 16th April 2022. You know, if you go across the globe, any city, any country, any company, hardly you see any company where people are still using the traditional architect, means one server, one service. I repeat, hardly you will see a company using this particular architect. I can say 97 to 98% companies, they are not using this traditional architect. Every company, or I can say 95 to 97% companies, they are using the virtualization architect. Got it? This is one of the most, successful technology we have in last many years actually. It will reduce your IT expenses. It will reduce your cost. So there are many advantages. We'll see many more things in coming sessions, but as of now, I hope this much is enough. Now, there are some companies that will offer you this virtualization technology. Like VMware is a very famous company. You might have heard about this VMware. Microsoft, you know very well for sure. Oracle also you might have heard. Red Hat. This is also like, this is Linux. So it is also very famous company. Citrix Zen servers. Third point, Citrix Zen servers I have written in a different color. There is a reason for that. I'll come to it. But these are the virtualization providers. These are the most famous virtualization providers. Okay, beside this, we have some more, but these are the leaders of the market. Got it? Now, first one is server hardware. We know what is a server hardware. One server, one service. Second one is a virtualization. We know what is virtualization. Instead of taking 100 servers, we can take 4 servers. So I'm taking the example of 100 and 4. I'm not saying like if there are 100, you should take only 4. You can even take 3 servers, or you can take 7 servers also. It depends on the scenario. Got it? So server hardware, we know how it was built, how it is working, what are the disadvantages, how much money we were spending on server hardware infrastructure and all those things. But once you go to virtualization, we know the advantages. Instead of 100 servers, we reduce the servers to 4. This is a huge advancement here, right? We have reduced from 100 to 4. Now, what is it in cloud computing? Like I said, virtualization is the base of cloud computing. You know what is it in cloud computing? Let me just put things in a very simple way. Cloud computing means virtualization. What is cloud computing? It is virtualization only. But the difference here is, like suppose if you go with the virtualization scenario, what you should do, you should take 4 servers in your company. You should connect 4 servers and you should build a network in your company. So instead of taking 100 servers, like I showed you before, instead of taking 100 servers, now we can take 1, 2, 3, 4 servers. That's it. But where are these 4 servers located? They are located in our location. They are located at our locations. Who should bring these 4 servers? We should bring the 4 servers. Who should connect? We should connect. Who should install operating system? We should install operating system. Who should maintain the hardware? We should maintain the hardware. Who should maintain the operating system? We should maintain the operating system. But when you compare the traditional architecture, maintaining 100 servers and maintaining 4 servers, there is a huge difference. But still, we need to maintain all those 4 servers at our location. Got it? We still need to maintain those 4 servers at our location. But once you go to this cloud computing, which is your virtualization, you know what happens in cloud computing? We are not maintaining even 4 servers or even 1 server at our location. In our data center, there are no servers. So where are these servers located actually? This data center is located at some other place. Okay, a company like Amazon or Microsoft or Google or IBM, HP, Cisco, okay, whatever big company you say, whatever big company you know what these companies are doing? These companies are saying, listen, we have a huge data center. We have a very, very big data center. You know, the size of the data center can be bigger than a cricket ground. I'm not talking about gully cricket actually. I'm talking about the actual cricket ground. The size of the data center can be bigger than an actual football ground. So these big companies like Amazon, Microsoft, Google, they are saying, why you are taking even 4 servers in your company? Why you are maintaining even 4 physical servers in your company? No need to maintain those 4 physical servers also. Just come to us. We have huge data center. Now you can use our data center. You can create virtual servers in our data center and you can run your business. You can run your applications. Sounds good, right? We can use the data centers available at Amazon, Microsoft, Google, or any other XYZ company, and we can run our applications on their data center. This is the idea of cloud computing. This is what cloud computing is all about. Our servers, our applications are running at some other data center. They are running at some other physical data center, and that physical data center we are not managing. We are not controlling. They are controlling everything. We just need to run the application and we need to manage our network. That's it. So there are no physical servers. So there is no maintenance of hardware. There is no maintenance of operating system. There is no maintenance of cabling. There is no maintenance of, power and backup. And there is no maintenance of your anything. Whatever I have said, there is nothing. There is no need to maintain anything. Everything will be maintained by them. We just need to access their data center. We need to create a virtual server there, and we need to application in that virtual server. This is what cloud computing is all about. Let me just take you to some data centers so that you can feel, you can see the difference between your local data center and the cloud data center. I'll go with Amazon data center. Okay, I'll just go with the normal one. Where it is available in India, where it is available in some other country, I'll see. I'll take you through in coming classes actually in more details. Okay, fine. Let me just make it this a bit bigger. Yeah. This is the data center available somewhere in Amazon center. This is the Amazon data center. And what you see here, all these are racks here actually. And this is only one lane. Like this, there will be some tens and hundreds of lanes available. So we will be creating our account in one of these data center available somewhere. In India, we have data centers. Amazon have data centers in India. Microsoft have data centers in India. Where it is available, that we will see later. But as of now, this is one of the data center available somewhere. And all these are servers. So what we have to do, friends, we have to simply create an account in Amazon. And we need to create our servers in Amazon data center. And we need to run there. See, when you access gmail.com, do you know where is the gmail.com running, or Facebook is running, or WhatsApp is running? No one has any idea, right? It is running somewhere in a globe. It is available somewhere at a physical data center. But we are not worried about that. I can just go to YouTube. I can just go to Facebook. I can just watch any cricket match, any football match. So we are not worried where is the server. So here also same. The server, if it is there within my location, that is good. If it is not there within my location, it is there at some other location, there is no problem. We just need a connectivity to that server to access it. See, whenever you access Facebook from India, in most of the cases, your traffic will be forwarded to the Singapore data center. In Singapore, they have a data center, so there it will be forwarded. So see, where is Singapore, where is India, but still we are able to connect without any issue actually. So these are the data centers they have, Amazon and all these companies, and they are saying use these data centers and run your servers. Now, what is the best part here? Pay us how much you use. Pay as you go model. That is the main part of your cloud computing. No need to pay, no need to spend like crores of rupees on day one. You know, making a data center is a huge work. Starting from the scratch, it will take a lot of time. It will take, a lot of money and all those things. But if you want to go with cloud computing, within next 30 minutes, you can create your hundreds of servers, and all the hundreds of servers can be accessible to the customers or to the users across the globe. It's a very, very, very excellent idea. This is what cloud computing is all about, friends. We can simply create our servers over the data centers available at the Amazon side or the Google side or the Microsoft side, and we can run these applications without maintaining the hardware, or without connecting the devices, or without maintaining the software or the electricity or the backup or the powers or the ACs and all those things. Without taking this headache, we can simply run our applications and we can run the business perfectly. Now I'll give one example so that you can understand AWS in much better way. We need to see many advantages and disadvantages of cloud computing in coming classes, but as of now, I'll give a very basic example. Listen carefully, friends. You need 100 servers. So suppose you got totally 100 servers in a company. Let us go with the old traditional way. You got all 100 servers. But for some reason, the business is not running. Business will go up and down. It's a very common thing. So instead of 100 servers, now you need only 40 servers. Instead of 100 servers, you need how many servers now? 40 servers, because the business is down. So what about remaining 60 servers? They are completely wasted, friends. You have spent a lot of money on it, but they are wasted now. There is no way we can do anything. Maybe we need to sell them in the market, but we have to sell them with less than 50% returns actually. So it's not a good idea. Or let us see one more scenario. We have 100 servers, but the business is running very well. So we need another, let's say 30 servers. So totally how many servers we need now? 130 servers. So how to bring this remaining 30 servers? We have to go to the market and we have to bring the 30 servers and then, to connect, install, and we have to do a lot of work. So it may take 1 week or so. Fine. This is a problem. If you need more servers, we need to spend more money. If you need less servers, we need to disconnect the servers and the servers are wasted. Now coming to virtualization, let us say in this setup, in this server, you have already created, let's say 40 servers, 40 virtual servers. But we need 10 more servers. Can we create 10 more servers here in this physical machine? If there is sufficient hardware available, then we can create 10 more servers. But if the sufficient hardware is not available, then again, we have to go to market, bring a new server and do all the things again. Now, this is a very basic example I'm as of now discussing with your friends. So please listen carefully. If you need more servers, we need to bring more servers. If the business is not working, we need to remove the server. So in any way, whether it is your traditional network or whether it is your virtualization, we have many disadvantages. But if you go with cloud computing, let us say you need 100 servers. So you have taken 100 servers. So how much money you are paying now? You are paying money for 100 servers. But like I said, the business is not running. 60 servers we need to remove. So just right click on the server and just say terminate. So once you say terminate, the 60 servers will be deleted. And you're not paying money for those 60 servers now. You're paying money for how many servers now? You're paying money only for this 40 servers. Sounds good, right? Okay. Business is working. Instead of 100 servers, you need 30 more servers. It will take another like 5 to 10 minutes for you to add another 30 servers. Just right click and just say next, just select some options. And within like half an hour, let us say 30 servers are up and ready. This is the advantage in cloud computing. So cloud computing is the present and cloud computing is the future of your computer network. It is a computer network, but it is a network that we need to create at some other data center so that we can save money and we can use the resources very well. So let us see the definition here. This is the definition from Amazon. They said cloud computing is the on-demand delivery of IT resources. IT resources means your routers, servers, switches, firewalls. These are the IT resources. Okay, it is the on-demand delivery of IT resources over the internet with pay-as-you-go pricing. This is an excellent part in cloud computing. Once you terminate your server now, you're not paying money. This is the excellent part. Okay, and how much you are using, that much you are paying. Like suppose you're using a server only for 2 hours in a day, you are paying only that much money. It is like your electricity bill. How much you use, that much you have to pay, right? So this is also same. So what it says again, instead of buying, owning and maintaining physical data centers and servers, you can access technology services such as computing and blah, 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 everything from a cloud provider like Amazon Web Services. So Amazon is a company, they will offer you the cloud computing. Amazon people, they are offering many things. Like for example, if you take Samsung, maybe you're using a Samsung mobile phone, or maybe there is a Samsung TV in your home, or maybe there is a Samsung refrigerator, or maybe there is Samsung AC. Samsung is offering many services, right? So Amazon is also offering many services. One of the services, the cloud service they are offering. Got it? I hope the definition is very clear and very simple for you to understand. It is an on-demand delivery of IT resources over the internet with pay-as-you-go pricing, pay-as-you-go model. Now, this is the definition of Microsoft. They say the same thing, but the sentencing and the things will be in different way. Nothing else. So if you can go through this Microsoft definition when you revisit this particular session. There is a IBM. They also say the same thing. Or they say cloud computing transforms IT infrastructure into utility. It lets you to plug into infrastructure via the internet and use computing resources without installing and maintaining them on premise. Without maintaining them on premise. Citrix also says the same thing. Salesforce also says the same thing. So these are some of the companies, they will offer you cloud computing. So whatever is there, we can keep everything over the cloud. Server, storage, application, network, database, everything we can run on cloud as pay-as-you-go model. Now, friends, I hope the concept is clear. I hope you understood what is cloud computing now. So we need to start from here. Servers. Here, servers, virtualization, and cloud computing. We will discuss servers in more details, virtualization in more details, and of course, this is cloud computing course. We have to see many things in cloud computing, but instead of learning directly cloud computing, you cannot understand actually cloud computing directly in many things. So we need to come from the basics up to the advanced level. Now it's up to you, friends. Take your time, and if you have any questions, any doubts, feel free to ask your questions. Let me just tell you one thing. This question answer session should not be there only for today. If you're coming or whenever you're coming for the course, the question answer session should be there till the end of the course. This is the advantage you have of attending an online session with a trainer. You can ask your questions, you can ask your doubts. Okay, there is a question here like how many days it will take. So I'll come to this question within like 2 minutes, Abhishek.
Sir, actually, I have one question.
Sorry, yeah.
Sir, already I learned cloud computing through
Okay.
some other faculty,
Okay.
but I don't know the basics of networks. He don't taught me basics of network.
See, okay, good question. See, your friend, like I said, I have experience on Windows servers, Linux servers, CCNA, CCNP, CCI, VMware. I have experience on all these technologies in last 12, 13 years.
Yes.
I have specifically added. See, okay, I'll just come to this slide later. Let me just go there. Who can learn cloud computing? Let us come to that question. Who can learn cloud computing? Now, there are no prerequisites to learn cloud computing. If I say this, I am correct. And if I say there are certain prerequisites for cloud computing, that is also correct. So I will request you to take my second statement. That is, there are some prerequisites. There are certain things you should know to learn and to understand cloud computing. Simply, you cannot sit in cloud computing class and from day one, you can start learning cloud computing. Literally, that is not possible, my friend. That is not at all possible. So
Yes,
these are the things you should know. You should know what is Windows OS, Linux OS. You should know how to use them at least. You should know certain commands and configurations there. You should know the networking part. What is the network, types of networks. IP address is one of the main, in our body, we say backbone is the main part, right? IP addressing and subnetting is such an important part in networks actually. You should know what is IP address, subnetting, protocols, port number, firewall. These are the things you should know. All these things I will discuss in CCNA. But we are not learning CCNA as of now. So whatever we need from CCNA for cloud, I have added here. Whatever we need for like from Windows and Linux, I have added here. Whatever we need from virtualization, I have added here. So if I say these are the things you should know to learn cloud computing, this is the best advice you can get. These are the things you should know. So I will be covering all these things. Then I'll go with the, see, I'm not saying like first we will cover everything. Like for example, there is a concept called VPC, virtual private cloud. It may take nearly 1 week for us to cover. It's a very, remember I told you we are making a virtual network over the Amazon data center, right? So this is the place where we are making virtual network. But before we understand VPC, we need to understand these things. Yes, before we know how to run a server, EC2 is called Elastic Cloud Compute. That means we are running a server on Amazon data center. So there are this many things. Like there is an option called auto scaling. It will take one class. There is an option called creating and launching EC2 and EC2 instances, that is Windows and Linux. It will take at least 2 classes. But before we come here, we need to understand this. So I have designed this course in a way that, whenever you go to a topic, before you understand the topic in cloud computing, we need to understand the topic outside the cloud computing. Then it will be easy for you to understand cloud.
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is the way I have designed. Yeah.
Sir, now what I will do, I learned already VPC, EC2 and S3, some other services, but I don't know the basics of networks, like what is meant by private IP and public IP, what is meant by DNS. But I'm not digesting things after learning the cloud.
See, you simply cannot understand actually. You say, I'm not sure how much you understood about VPCs and S3s and the EC2 and all those things without the knowledge of this.
Yes, sir. I'm not digesting the things.
Exactly. But it's not possible.
How to operate how to create the things I know, but I don't know the basics. That's why I learned through your class. But what I will do, sir.
Okay, there is no other option, bro, because see, I'm not taking this basics first, then the cloud later, right? Like I
Yes.
said, I have planned this course in a such a way, like, whenever you go to a topic, before the topic, okay, these are the things we need to learn. Like there is a topic called storage. Before you go to storage, you should know what are the types of storages available. Then it will be easy for you to understand storage in our cloud. So the
Okay,
only
standard storage like that.
exactly the only thing you can do here as of now is, bro, you have to learn the course again. I'm very sorry for that. I'm very sorry to say that, but there is no other option for you. I repeat, yeah.
Actually, one doubt. How many days you will cover the network basics, sir?
Yeah, I'll show you how many days I'll cover the network basics. And network basics I will cover for like, IP addressing and subnetting. It will take at least 3 classes for me. And if you can go with the 4th class, then it will be great for you. So at least 3 classes. Overall, it will take like 5 classes to cover. See, when you cover the network basics, we are not covering network basics only. We are learning about cloud only actually.
Okay, sir. Whatever the required for cloud computing, that's I'm asking, sir. Network means.
Yeah, whatever is required for the cloud computing, that is what I have added here.
Okay,
This protocol and port number, it will take maybe 1 session for me to explain what is TCP, what is UDP, what is the HTTP, what is the port number.
SSH, like.
Exactly, SSH, ping, all these things.
That's why I'm learning through this.
Okay, no problem. Hopefully you will understand everything now.
One more doubt, sir. How many services will cover the entire course? Can I know?
See, there are majorly actually 4 services. I'll go to this. Okay, I got one more question here from ANjiReddy. Please show the course content. I'm very sorry, ANjiReddy. As of now, it's not possible for me to go through this course content. I'll come to this course content on Monday actually, because already it's more than 1 hour. So I'll come to this course content. I'll explain all the things what we are going to learn on our first.
If you don't mind, scroll down the word notepad.
See, yeah, see here. I have added, like I said, I have added topic called, working with security group. I've just wrote a point here, right? Working with security group. But again, it will take 1 hour session for us to complete security groups and NACL.
Oh, okay.
So right now, you're not in a position to understand the course content.
Actually, I'll answer. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah. I'm
main services, sir. I am asking like EC2, VPC, and then S3, like that.
VPC, S3, RDS, IAM, and EC2. These are the 5 main services you have to learn anywhere.
Okay, that is the more important to moving clouds.
Actually, that is what it is there.
Okay.
And in VPC, we have many things. In cloud, we have many things. Let me just write here again, VPC,
yes, sir.
EC2,
okay.
S3, IAM, RDS. These are the only things we have actually. And within this, what we are learning, that is a different thing.
Okay, sir.
Sir, can you please briefly explain that services and processes, like what exactly it is?
Services and processes. Like you want me to explain what is EC2, S3, all those things?
No, sir. No. General, basic one. Sir, what is services? You said applications are services, right? In the demo.
Okay. You're saying this one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Services.
Okay. I'll give a very simple. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give a very basic difference here. Let me just come here.
I mean, how services will work in real time?
Yeah.
Exactly it is.
I got your question. Just let me just write it here. I'll be connecting to www.gmail.com. You might have connected to gmail.com from morning at least once, maybe. Like say www.google.com or www.googledrive.com. This is the best example I can say. But coming to your question, remember I have written here protocols and port numbers. This is a place where I'll discuss more about services and what are the uses. There is a topic called TCP and UDP protocols, and there are some port numbers and all those things. Then we will see this. But as of now, a very basic example. Now, when I say www.gmail.com, that means I am accessing a mail service. When I say www.google.com, I'm accessing a web service. When I say www.googledrive.com, I'm accessing maybe a storage service. Service means a process over the internet. Like you're accessing an email. That means you're accessing a mail service. Okay, you're sending an email to some person. Now there is a service called SMTP, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. You know what this service will do? This service will carry your email from one person to another person. That is from your mail account to the other person mail account. This is what service is all about. When you work on internet or when you work on a computer network, there are many services running. Like when you're accessing some data, there is a service there. When you make connection between a Hyderabad and a Delhi router, then there is a service running there. There is a protocol running there. So the best example of service I can say as of now is there is a service called mail service and there is a service called web service. What we can do by using web service, we can access a website and we can browse something there. We can search something, we can get some information. But what we can do by using a mail service, we can simply send and receive the email. So both are completely different services. Okay, there is a service called SSH. You know, you're sitting in your home somewhere, let us say in Hyderabad, Chennai, Mumbai, Delhi, Vijayawada, Guntur, anywhere. From there, you can access a server which is somewhere in USA. So from your computer, how you can access a server which is there in USA? You're in India, server is there in USA. So this is a service that is used to connect to the server which is there in remote place. That is called SSH service. Okay, one more example. Suppose there are two computers connected with each other. You want to check whether the computers or devices are communicating with each other or not. Then we have to go with a service called ping service. So service means a specific task. Service means a specific work will be there with that particular service.
Okay, sir. So process means?
Process means how it is working, how the SSH service is working, how the Gmail service is working, how the Google server.
Java process.
Yeah, in the background there is a, see, we need to configure, right? In the background it can be Java process or it can be .NET process or it can be any explicit process. What softwares, what applications they are using in the background, it is a different thing. We are working at the front side, right? We need to configure the service. Okay, we need to configure and we need to use the service. Web server, we need to configure and we need to use. In the background, whether they are using HTML or whether using any other PHP or something, that is not our business.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Got it. Thanks.
So who can learn this cloud computing? These are the people who are eligible to learn cloud computing. And after learning cloud computing, we can go with DevOps and many other courses are available. Many other options are available. We can still search for a job only on this cloud computing. Many options are available.
Sir, I have another question.
Yeah.
After learning these services, can I move to DevOps?
That is what I said, right? Before your question. Yeah. Yeah. That is what I said just now. After learning this services, you are eligible to learn anything that is related to cloud.
Okay, it is enough for the DevOps.
This is what you need. I should not say enough. Enough means you're learning. See what you see here, networking, these topics are enough. But what you're learning in cloud computing, it is not say like enough. These are the things we need to learn. This is the overall course action.
Okay, basics.
Not basics again. I'm not saying cloud, what you're learning is not basics. Okay. If I say EC2 will take 1 week for us to complete, or maybe like 10 days for us to complete, does it comes under basics?
No, not like that, sir. This much content is needed for DevOps only.
Okay, I'll say one thing. Like, if you want to move from your graduation to post-graduation, for example, in graduation, you're learning everything, right? You're not learning only something.
Okay.
So that is the logic you can use here. Whatever is there in AWS, you have to learn this and you have to go. This is step 1 and that is step 2, like this I can say. But I'm not saying AWS, what you're learning is basic. No.
Okay, sir.
That is your administration part.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so these are the 3 things. And for labs, we must have the internet connection and the AWS account. This is the thing I have written in the last. So these are the 2 things we need to have.
Can you know the course structure, sir? How many days and
yeah, that is what I'm coming now. So Monday I'm starting these classes actually. There are 2 classes I'm starting now. Monday 8 AM and another batch is at 9:30 AM. That is on Monday. There is no class tomorrow. Monday will be which day? Monday will be 18th. Okay, fine. And the fee will be 5,000, including whatever basics you need like network, servers and all those things in AWS, everything. and recorded classes and some documents I'll share with you, and I'll share some interview questions and answers. So each and every class is recorded, friends. So every class, starting 3-4 classes, you can see on YouTube. Starting 3-4 classes, you can see on YouTube. But after that, all the classes will be shared directly with you on your Gmail drive. We'll create a Gmail drive and we'll share that drive with you. Okay, so that is the fees, and duration will be 45 days. It can be 47 days or 48 days, but approximately 45 days we can finish this course. So these are the things. Monday, I'm starting the class. Morning 8 AM there is a batch, and morning 9:30 AM there is a batch. I'll discuss about this course content and everything on Monday at that particular time. Then we'll come to the remaining things. What is cloud computing and what is AWS in cloud computing and all those things. And fees is only like 5,000 for basics and the AWS and everything. And every class is a recorded class. You'll get some documents as well as interview questions. Okay, I got one more question here. Like, what after this course can we move to Azure? Good question. You know, we are learning AWS, that is your cloud from Amazon. There is Azure, there is a cloud from Microsoft. There is, you know, GCP, Google Cloud Platform, that is from Google. These are the three market leaders. There are some hundreds of cloud providers, but these are the three market leaders. Okay. Now, Amazon is having more market share compared to this when you compare with Amazon, when compared with Microsoft and Google. Nearly 45% all over the globe, the market is shared by, the market is, you know, under this Amazon services. 45% companies are using Amazon. Okay, so the question here is, after completing AWS, can we go with like Azure or Google? Maybe like, say, I'm saying that is what you should do. Once you complete your AWS, you should not take help or support from anyone, and you should just go and learn Azure by yourself. That much you should learn in AWS. Technology will be same, concept will be same. IP address will not IP address concept will not change anytime. EC2 will remain EC2. Okay, some terminologies may same. So if it is taking 3 months for you to learn AWS with practicals and all those things, for example, it should take only 20 days for you to complete Azure, or it should take only 20 days for you to complete GCP. So good question again. The question was, is it possible to go to Azure? Of course, you can go learn AWS, then you can easily learn Azure because the technology is same, that is cloud computing. The terminologies and something will be different, but overall the technology is completely same. And my personal suggestion will be, better keep 2 things with you: Amazon and Azure. You can impress the company in a way that will be great for you.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Sir, is there any class for tomorrow?
No, there is no class tomorrow. The next class will be on Monday. Either you can come at 8 AM or 9:30 AM. It's up to you. So that will be on Monday.
How many you will provide demo classes, sir?
2 to 3 days demo classes. At least 2 classes will be there for demo, Monday and Tuesday. Then hopefully they will call you and they will discuss all the other things, like your fees and all those things. Okay.
Okay, fine. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. And there is one more question from Abhishek. Like, after this course, can I appear for AWS exam? Exam fees? No, man. Exam fees is a different thing. See, when we come on Monday again, once there are 2 things I have to discuss on Monday. One is what we are learning in this course, and the second thing is how to go for examination. Monday class is only for this. Examination is a different ball game. Examination is very simple, very easy, but you know, 99% people, they don't know how to write the exam. I will show you the best and the easy way to write the exam, but it will take me at least 20 minutes to explain all the things. So Abhishek, please, if you can come and all the other people can come on Monday, it will be good for you to understand like what you're learning and how to go for examination. As of now, it's already 1 hour, 20 minutes, my friend. It's not possible for us to discuss that much. So this I'll discuss in more details. I'll share all the details with you on Monday. Okay, fine. So that's it from me for today, friends. Thanks a lot for joining, and very good luck for you. Very good luck for your careers and all those things.
Okay, sir. We will catch up on Monday.
Okay, fine. Thanks a lot, guys. See you on Monday. I'll be here for like a couple of minutes in case if there is any other question, I'll be available. But the class is done for today. The same webinar is done for today. See you on Monday at 8 a.m. or 9:30 a.m. It's up to you. Okay, fine. So I guess there are no questions here, so we can stop the session. Thanks a lot. See you. Take care, guys. See you on Monday. Bye.